This is the Real Melbourne Podcast, the central point of this beautiful city's culture. I'm Alex Dickinson, and man, we got a special guest in the building. I feel like media, especially within the scene here in Melbourne, we got to be family in a sense. And you kicked this off for me because like originally I was linking up with a couple of different medias and that sort of stuff, but for whatever reason it just never connected, never clicked and that sort of stuff. But you reached out to me. I was keen to be on your podcast, and you've been doing your thing at the moment with your Agent Swish interviews, your hair, the Scotty interview. I haven't finished yet, but really
that just came out today. So yeah, that was
most def. We've got Zil HQ, Mask Off Podcast in the building. Welcome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, thanks for having me, man.
Most definitely. Obvious first question to ask is, what made you start a podcast?
I mean, we talked about this on mine, I guess, but yeah, I'm just a big fan of podcasts, man. Like, I've been for a couple of years. I love listening to interviews, podcasts, everything on YouTube. I like consuming content from, I guess, a perspective of an artist. Sorry about that. An artist that I look up to. And it's like, other than their music, so there's artists that get on podcasts or Hot 97, The Breakfast Club, stuff like that, and it's like a different kind of world of that artist. It's not just music; they're spitting knowledge. So I'm like all for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought I'd do one myself because like you said, man, we just gotta stay like a family around here, and especially in Melbourne, Australia. It's the time for it, man.
That's the thing. And I was speaking to Daniel from Rolling Up, and I was appreciating his platform as well as everyone else's platform because it's like I can't cover everyone, nor that I may necessarily want to cover everyone.
Yeah,
I just only want to cover people that I feel like are dope and talented and that sort of stuff. But it's all subjective. So like the fact that there's a bunch of different media out there like yourself, to cover is great, and it's really great for the scene because like you may not necessarily got on Real Melbourne, but Mask Off might really fuck with you. Mask Off will put you on and that sort of stuff. So it's really sick for that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, like you said, it's almost more avenues for these artists, and with mine specifically and yours as well. I'm not sure about Rolling Up, but obviously we're not focused on artists only. Like I like to get entrepreneurs on there, creatives, all sorts of creatives, athletes. I just had a boxer come on. That's coming
Michael,
out soon.
right?
Yeah.
Zarafa, let's go.
Yeah. That was a good one. That was an awesome one. It was awesome, like just to get, I guess, a boxer's perspective, like I said, outside the boxing realm. And just telling me about their lives and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, like it's there's a lot of interesting people, and like you said, one platform isn't enough to capture everyone, man.
Most definitely. I'll ask a question like, to stay on the podcast train, like, what's the best way for people to reach out to you to be on the podcast? Obviously, you can't necessarily accept everyone or that you'd want to, but what's the best approach for that?
I think just Insta DMs, emailing. Other than that, it's pretty much at the moment, like I said, still early days. So looking through the artists and guests that I have lined up as well. So I've got to space that out. But if you're an artist or a creative of any sorts and you're trying to get on podcasts and stuff like that, you definitely need to reach out. Don't wait for the media platform to reach out to you. So yeah, go knocking, man. That's the best advice I can give you. Yeah,
I feel, man, because like some of the best content that we've had has been from artists reaching out to us. Most of the time we reach out because we are selective and we want to interview certain people and that sort of stuff. But it's always good when people necessarily reach out. People reach out also, so it's cool like that. I'll ask about your early days, man. So like, did you grow up in Melbourne?
Yeah, born and bred, man. Northern suburbs, my life. From Broadmeadows to the Roxborough Parks to the Glenroys, Craigieburn. Anyone from the north knows those areas.
Definitely, yeah. You would have had a good chat then with guy who runs AU Dollars. What's his name again?
Steve, yeah.
Steve, because he's from the north as well.
Yeah, he's from the north, but he's not the north like that we call north, you know what I mean?
He's further?
No, he's like more like, I guess, northwest.
Okay.
I'm like proper north, like Craigieburn is north, obviously, probably, it gets further up, but yeah, like in terms of suburban north, yeah, like I'm from that area. But yeah, we had a chat about that. Even Zarafa's around that area too.
Oh, dope. So, okay, so what was your upbringing like, man?
Chill, man, just like everyone else. I guess my parents were immigrants, so there was that.
From what country?
Iraq. So both my parents are from Iraq. They're Chaldean, so like I told you earlier as well, no one really knows what that is. It's an ancient group from northern Iraq, Mesopotamia days, Babylon days. So they came here after the 90s war and all that kind of stuff. Settled here, met each other, and then there was 1996, Broadmeadows of the Melbourne.
Yes.
Yeah, and then that's pretty much it, bro. I mean, you just went to school, hanged out with the mates, played soccer. Everything was chill. Obviously, the area is the area. I'm not gonna say too many stuff about it. It's not the ghetto, but it wasn't great either. You know what I mean? And I guess that kind of inspired me and my brother, because me and my brother do a lot of the stuff together. That kind of inspired us to, I guess, make our own dreams come true and start hustling.
And your brother's older than you?
Younger, so there's that, and a bit more successful as well. So
what does your brother do then?
he does similar stuff. At the moment, he's kind of, quote, unquote, he said he's retired from the online world. But yeah, he does similar stuff. Like he had a YouTube channel, was very successful as well. Sold at 2 million subscribers, so there's that.
So he sold his YouTube at 2 million?
Yeah, he sold
What was his account?
Trillion, AD Music. I don't know if you've heard of it.
No, I haven't heard.
Yeah, he sold it to Sony Music and some
And what was
stuff.
we'll get to that, but like what was the content that he was putting up?
He remixed music, so it was AD audio. So the concept of AD audio, I don't know if anyone knows of this, but
Oh yeah. I know about that.
So
right.
when you put headphones on, like the song goes around your head.
But wasn't that like a whole hoax? Like
No, it actually worked.
actually is a
yeah,
thing.
if you try it,
Alright.
like that's the thing. When
Do you need specific headphones for that?
no, any headphones, man. Even in the car, like you can hear the song go around the speakers of the car. That's what AD audio was. Obviously, AD audio. I don't know who coined that, but we just put that. that was just it. But it was a plug-in on FL Studio.
Okay.
And yeah, it goes around. It was honestly, I was a big fan of it, and that's how things kicked off. It just went viral.
So he sold it to Sony Music.
Yeah, 50% or something like that. Another 50 to like private
Okay.
investor or something like that. Yeah.
Do you know the context of like the deal and that sort of stuff? Like what is 50%? Like how much did he get?
Oh no, so he sold 100%, but 50%
Okay.
to Sony, 50 to another investor.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess all ownership, everything, the brand, everything is like
Everything just completely.
everything.
Yeah.
The name, logo, Spotify playlist, and so everything was theirs.
To Sony.
Yeah, it
Just
was a
from
big
your
thing.
bedroom and shit like that.
Oh yeah,
Just
that's bro. That I mean, that's why I always preach. Anything can really happen, man. Anything's
Yeah.
possible, honestly.
Yeah, nuts. So okay, how much did he sell it for then?
I can't really say the number, but it was 6 figures. So put it that way.
6 figures.
Yeah, that's all I can really say. He probably wouldn't let me tell anyone. So it's all G.
Fair enough.
It's on him. Yeah.
Fair enough. That's crazy. Yeah. Because you think about this, right? Like, obviously, the major labels want to tap into what's popping and, the culture and that sort of stuff. And a lot of, I guess, you kind of see with labels not being in tune as much. They have a lot of old heads. Music's always evolving and that sort of stuff. So it's very interesting that they would buy out a YouTube channel. Like, do you know what they've used that platform for to move on?
So at the moment, it's just pumping out normal content. I think they push their artists. Obviously, every local label has a select favorite few of artists that they like to put through playlists and YouTube channels, all that kind of stuff. So that's what they would do with this. I think another approach as well is like, obviously, labels see this new phenomenon kind of going on with audio. They're like, oh, we got to get on top of it before it's too late. Yeah, I think another one, like you said, is just they're trying to stay relevant as well. Like, obviously, there's some of the young cats that are working in these departments. They know what's up. They know what's trending on YouTube, all that kind of stuff. So it's like, I don't know. It's a good business move. Like, from their perspective, I think they can't lose. They've got money set aside for things like that. Like, even if it fails, it doesn't hurt them. You know what I mean? So it's like you may as well take that leap.
Yeah, most definitely, man. And yeah, that's really dope. So shout out to your brother for that, man.
Yeah, for real.
So what's your to move to stay on your brother? Like, what's your brother doing now? Like, since that big sale.
So like I said, we do a lot of work together. So we still have a few YouTube channels here and there. In the kickstarting stages, really. Like we got a travel one as well. We did some travel videos. Some Instagram work, but we've kind of left Instagram world. Like that's another long story. Like we killed that world first, then went to YouTube. To be fair, that's
Right.
where it really all started. That's where we met the YouTube connections and then moved. But yeah, at the moment, just a little bit, like a little editing here and there. There's travel videos, nothing too much. Like I said, he's retired. I know he'll be back sooner or later, but for now he's retired. We'll see. He's still doing uni as well.
Yeah.
So there's that. Yeah. It's
Well, I
chilling.
mean, obviously he's made some crazy money in the
Yeah,
internet
he's
game.
chilling.
Like,
He's-
why wouldn't you try to tap into that again? You know.
Yeah,
Go for it again.
he'll know. Like if he comes back, he knows what he's doing. So.
Yeah, most definitely. Okay, so onto you. So how did you get into, I guess, the internet space and into what you've been doing with the music uploads?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, me and my brother, we've been from the start. It's like we're business partners, we're brothers. Like I said, man, one day we're just chilling in our living room. being from the northern suburbs, it isn't pretty. You know, we like to call it the trenches up there. So obviously, it's everyone's dream to move out and get a nice house, maybe down south or something like that. So yeah, we were. I don't know what it was exactly. I think it was me or him scrolling through Instagram, and we saw this page upload like an ad, and I was like, Jesus Christ, man! People getting paid to post pictures. You know what I mean? I'm like, what kind of world are we living in? And then from there, it's like, bro, let's do this, man. Let's just give Instagram a crack. Like, we've always had this like hustle mentality, I guess. It was just innate. I don't know. My dad's really into that kind of stuff too. Sometimes I like to say it is genetic, but we got the gears grinding really. So it was like, all right, we'll put our money together. All we had was 1,200, and at that time we're like, I think it was like 18 and 20. Oh no, not even. Maybe like 17 and 18 or 17, 19, something like that. I was like first year uni. Didn't have much money, and the money that I had was my scholarship for uni. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'd never worked a day in my life, so I didn't have money. Like I didn't have nothing like that, and neither did my brother. And that was part of the reason. Like obviously, you don't want money to be the motivator, but it was at that point. We were at that stage. So we put the money together. It was 1,200, something like that. Majority was my money. Like I said, it was scholarship money, and then we contacted an Instagram page on Instagram and it was like a travel nature page. It had 110k followers. We hit them up. Is it for sale, this and that? We kind of negotiated. We went with it was like 1,100 or something. Anyway,
that's how much you paid for the page?
Yeah. And this is like maybe 5 years ago.
Okay.
Obviously,
do you think it would be a lot more now, like for that type of page?
I don't know, man. Like,
because I think you got a very good price on that.
Yeah. So that's the thing. At that point, it was like very expensive for us. Obviously, we don't have much money, but at the same time, we're very naive, very very new to the scene. We don't know what we're doing, and it seemed like a decent price. Like it's either do it or not. You know what I mean? But now looking at it, it's I don't know. Like I said, I could ask a couple of people right now. They'll tell me it's worth it or not, because obviously the market's changed, man. But yeah, I mean, we bought that channel. It was a bank transfer to a random guy in Turkey. That was the scariest 5 days of my life, bro. I sent $1,200. That's all I had. Yeah, this is my scholarship money as well.
And your parents don't know about this.
My parents had no idea about this, and I had to go to Singapore for uni. So like I'm on a flight, and I'm just like, I have no idea what's going on, bro. I don't know if my brother's got it. My brother hasn't got the page, and obviously like I said, bro, 1,200 is a lot of money, especially at 19, 20. It was my scholarship money. I ain't got nothing more.
100%.
Yeah, so. I land in Singapore. Money hasn't gone through, which is fair enough. International bank transfer. I don't know. It was like 3 to 5 days or whatever. But yeah, I mean, sooner or later we got the page. I'm in Singapore. My brother's back home. He's got the access to the page. He starts to grow it, and yeah, man.
But what does he turn it into though?
Yeah, that's where it really starts. Like I'm in Singapore enjoying my time, doing the uni stuff, kicking back some mates. And then there's my brother grinding it out. Like, honestly, I didn't even expect it. Like, all props to him. He that's the kickstart of it all. Like, he would say, "Oh, I'm the reason why his page got 2 million subs," but I'll say he's the reason why we even started for everything. You know what I mean? He started contacting other pages similar. He's like, "Hey, like for like, comment for comment," and they just started engaging with each other. And then they made a group, and then they went to Telegram. There was like 30 of them, and then fast forward, like by the time I came back. It was like it was a month, and by the time I came, there was like 500 members. And he wouldn't let me join, huh? He's like, because the requirement was you need 100k followers to join. I'm like, bro, the page is mine. What do you mean? He's like, nah, bro, you can't. You gotta find your own one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, fast forward that, man. We grew this page called Explore Page. If anyone's watching this and they know about it, like that thing was a family, man. It was 1,000 members, but it was the first thing you check in the morning. You get a phone. Go to Telegram, check the messages. It was flooded, but it was just like, it was family, man. It was just where you go to. It was just hilarious. There was drama, beef, but there was a lot of learning as well.
Was it like a Discord or something like that?
Yeah, so like we used Telegram back then. I didn't even know what Discord was, but yeah, it was Telegram. And then, yeah, so essentially it was like a group chat of like 1,000 people, all had the same goals, Instagrams, all that kind of stuff. But then we had a separate group, which everyone was a part of. That was engagement groups. So every hour... It's if you want to post, you can post. Every hour you join, and then everyone there's a list of everyone that joined. So you have to like everyone's
and comment
everyone.
Yeah.
So we're talking, bro. I'm like people at the gym and they're doing it. Yeah. People, like it was a weird little world we had. Like people were everywhere, just commenting, engaging,
But that's to help the growth of the
Yeah, yeah,
post,
yeah.
you know,
Back-
to
yeah.
get to the Explorer page.
Yes,
right?
yeah, that's the thing,
Yeah.
bro. Back in the day, everything was about getting on Explore page because if you got on that page, you can go viral, and with that equals likes, followers, and then beyond that, it's like you're pretty much favorited in the algorithm and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it became too big, so it became automated. I don't know what he did and who he like talked with, but there was a few smart people as well in the group. They started it. They made it very all automated, so it was a bot. You log in and then he does it all for you, and then it likes for you as well. So you don't have to do anything at that point. At this point, we didn't do nothing. All we did is upload, and I'm getting likes from accounts that have 1 million followers, and that because it was like a time frame, like first 10 seconds. If you get those likes, I'm talking like 100 likes in 10 seconds. I'm talking big pages.
Yeah.
You're going on an Explore page instant.
Right.
Yeah.
And was this before Instagram was cracking down on bots? Like, were you kind of before the whole wave of that?
This is like 5 years ago where the API was friendly. People can make, bots like that and they run easy. And that's how it happened,
Because,
man.
like, fuck wasting your time, like, scrolling and, like...
Bro, but that's the issue. Like, it became too much where people just didn't return engagement. So that was a problem too. We had to give strikes, all that kind of stuff. But when it got automated, no one had to do anything. All you do is log in. So, yeah, we grew pages that way. So what did we do is, obviously, we had access to the bot. So I didn't have any requirement to... I didn't have to have 100k. I can have 0 followers and put my account on there. No one's going to tell me no.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. We pulled new accounts and grew them to 100k, 200k, 400k, and sold them. Kept repeating the process.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so how much pages did you sell?
Bro, I can't give you a number.
Can you give me a ballpark, though? Like,
Probably like 40, 50.
oh, wow.
Yeah. And usernames as well. Like, we sold original usernames, like OG usernames, they call them. It's like, if it's minimal characters, like my Instagram username is 3 characters, that's worth a bit.
Yeah, right.
If it's
Yeah,
just
'cause
like
it's quick.
If it's a full like word, that's also worth a bit. So we did that as well for a bit. Something called turboing. And yeah, the whole Instagram world's crazy, but that's how we started, bro. Like, it was from Instagram. We met people, Explore group. There was a lot of YouTubers there, but they were trying to grow Instagram. So we helped them with that, and they helped us with YouTube, and that's how it kind of switched. And then we kind of jumped out the Instagram scene just before Instagram ruined everything. So it was perfect timing, but at the same time we kind of saw it coming because like for example, there was this one page called Clip Art that I had. I grew it to 400k in a month, and like out of nowhere, man, I'm starting to lose followers. I can't tell you why. Like, I'm doing everything the same. The posts are the same. I'm getting engagement group, the bots. Couldn't tell you why, but it was Instagram, I guess, cracking down, man. So I sold that for like...
Because they were taking away all the bots that you had as followers or something like that, maybe? Or yeah.
It was like... So, I don't know what it was. Like, I still can't tell you what it is. But it was I guess it was a part of us where we're like, man, it's time to move on. Because, like, monetization wasn't great. Like I said, man, the YouTube page went for 6 figures. And we're selling Instagram pages for like low 5 figures, maybe 4 figures at most, like thousands of dollars. So there's a big difference where people telling us, oh man, we're making this much on YouTube and we're making this, and we're doing a lot of work. Like, we're doing all the admin, everything. Like, we're doing a lot of work. So we had to move on. I guess it was perfect timing. I can't tell you why Instagram's like that. I mean, everyone hates Zuckerberg for it. If you're watching, bro, I mean, screw yourself. But yeah, like it gave us a hard time. There was a lot of people trying to grind, and that's all they had. Like, because like I said, man, some people owe us, like, I don't want to say their life, but they thank us every day. Like, bro, thank man, you changed my life. Like, people have brand new Mercedes and all that because of us. Because they joined our bot, like they kind of stumbled across us, and they made so much money.
Okay, so how much money did you make from selling these 40 to 50 pages on IG?
I don't know. I can't tell you, bro. Like,
Ballpark?
I can't give you a figure, bro. But I mean, like, I sold, for example, I've sold some pages for like $12,000, some pages for like $4,000, some $8,000.
Yeah.
Depending, man. Like, I lost a lot of money as well. That's a big.
How do you lose the money?
There's a lot of scammers, man. There's a lot of scammers online. Like, it's like, especially back then, there's not much security between things.
Things aren't as vetted as much, right?
Yeah, and you've kind of like just got to have trust in people as well, and that's a very, very dangerous damn game to play online, because you don't know anyone who's behind the screen, like, really, unless you have like a middleman. But even then, it was a bit shifty. Like, people used us as middlemen because we were kind of higher up in the thing and we had vouchers. But if it wasn't for that, like, bro, there was kids coming up to me, like, messaging me on Telegram, bro, I got scammed. Every morning I'm waking up to a new scam. You can't help them. Like, it's sad. Like, it's 13-year-old kids trying to grind, and they're getting their accounts stolen or hacked or whatever. That's how you lose money. Like, I lost a few usernames with a couple grand, just because, like, it was actually a faulty mistake. We didn't have the turbo on our PC, and someone else took them from, like, Saudi Arabia or something.
Right.
Just took the username, gone.
Yeah, shit.
And that was like that hurts. Like, not gonna lie, that did hurt back then. But yeah, it's part of the game, bro.
So, what was the most valuable username that you had?
Probably UJ. So just the letters U and J. It's two
U and
characters.
J. Okay.
Yeah. When we had World War 3 as well, WW3. We had I had BXL. That was my original one. That's like for Belgium's thing.
Yeah.
My current one is Z7R.
Okay.
And we had like actual words like simulator. We had like, I think it was like cars.
Cars is huge.
Yeah, we had big ones, man.
How much did you sell for cars? Cars you could have got quite a bit
Yeah,
for.
yeah. That's the thing. If you can, we had MCG as well, and they actually bought that.
No.
Yeah, they actually bought that off us as well. Oh no, wait, no. I don't know if someone bought that off us and they bought it off them, or they bought it off us. I can't remember. But
you
we
had something to do with that.
Yeah, we had MCG. And I think they have it now. If I go on Instagram,
absolutely.
it's theirs.
Yeah, they've got it. Yeah.
But yeah, the MCG was ours. It was just MCG.
And this was 5 years ago.
yeah,
or
like
longer.
4 or 5 years ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. I mean, we had way more. Like, I used to have a list. I can't remember it, man. But yeah, mainly I never had one character. They're too rare. Like, most of them are disabled, or like people in Dubai own them or something. Like, you can never get those.
Yeah. Fair.
But like one character ones would be the most rare, or like F1 is insane, stuff like that.
And how do you make these accounts? Is just all manual or bots again?
What do you mean, like? Make
Yeah, like
accounts?
manually, like you're actually like making an email for this, and you're making an account, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, so with the Instagram world, you want original usernames. So I mean, original emails.
Yeah.
So when you buy something or buy an account, you have to make sure you're getting the email that it was created with.
Oh right, so you're not okay. I'm getting it confused. So you're not buying. Oh, sorry, you're not making these accounts. You're actually buying.
Yeah,
these...
people have already claimed these usernames.
Right,
You can't.
gotcha.
Yeah. Like there's this thing called a turbo. I don't know what it's called now because obviously things have changed. Like, I'm talking 5 years ago. It probably doesn't even exist. But it was a turbo. So it's this program where you put a list of usernames and it's just automatically, like, I'm talking milliseconds, just trying to claim them. So once someone changes their username for the slightest second, you claim it instant.
Right.
Yeah, so that's
Could
how
you put
that works.
notifications on that shit as well?
Nah,
Like-
you just wake up in the morning and see if you've claimed anything or
Right,
not.
right.
Yeah, that's how it worked. But yeah, like it was pretty much buying accounts. So everything's like, obviously 5 years ago, Instagram was still popping. So most things were already taken. So you have to chase the original account. You can transfer usernames.
Yeah.
That's good too. If you can transfer it to your account, that's perfect. But it's risky because within that transfer, someone can snatch it. So there was that risk. So it's always great to get the account and the original email, because if they have the original email, they can always retract that account, man.
Yeah.
If they really want to contact Instagram and stuff, they can claim it back.
Yeah. What you guys were doing was real estate. You're buying something for cheap, you're sitting on it, waiting for the platform to grow, and then sell it off, man. That's huge right there, man.
It was pretty much that. It was just trading, man. Like it's basic supply and demand. Like it's just it's literally the basics of any sort of salesperson. But it was really a game of getting like the most rare things. If we're talking about like OG usernames, it's the rarest thing you can get.
Yeah.
Like if you had that, like I can't give you ones, but like if you had like a 3 character or 2 character, bro, like you're like the Justin Bieber of the Instagram world, right? Like everyone will be talking about that username on all these Telegram groups. Like you're real. Like everyone will be trying to get it. Everyone wants to know how much. How'd you get it? Some people would be trying to hack it as well. It was an insane world, man. And yeah, we have some usernames we forgot the passwords to, so we can't even access those anymore. That's part of the game, though.
Yeah.
That's just like Bitcoin. Like some people have Bitcoin from years ago, but they don't know where it is because at that
They
time,
can't access it.
yeah, because at that time it was like worthless, so you didn't really pay attention to it. But yeah, that was it, man.
That's so crazy. Did you obviously you and your brother had an entrepreneurial mind at such a young age. Was there any spark in that, or is it just naturally like this is what we need to do?
I don't know, man. Like I said, I think it was contextual as well. Like I guess the way we were living, it wasn't too bad. You know what I mean? But
Well, it makes me ask like what your parents were doing at the time. And if they instilled any of those values into
yeah,
you
like
guys.
I said, I think we get it from my dad, man. Like my dad's been a hustler all his life. Like he came here alone by himself, like with his brother. But yeah, they came here alone, no money, man. Didn't know English, nothing like that. And now he's got a couple properties, doing his thing. So like it's. I guess looking at that was also like motivating, seeing someone come from nothing and do something, create a family and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, it was, like I said, just I like to think it's genetic. People can say, nah, that's not a thing, or research can tell me otherwise. I'm just gonna go with what I believe, bro, because it wasn't like I woke up one day and was like, well, I've had enough. It was just always in my head, like even throughout high school, man. Like as cliche it is, but we were selling snapbacks and Tarzos, selling like chips and that, like we buy them for cheap, we sell them more. It's just what we do, man. Like I feel a lot of people do that as well. It's just they're not given an opportunity to kind of excel that beyond that little, small scale type stuff. But yeah, it was just, we kind of had enough, bro. We kind of like, we don't want an average life, we wanted a bit more.
Yeah,
that was it. Went to chase it.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, you can look at from a genetics perspective, but also just an immigrant's mentality as well. Like you see it with America all the time. Like the immigrants are mostly working harder than the people that just reside there and that sort of stuff. So because it's a survival thing. You need to grind.
And like your parent, obviously my parents always wanted me to do like well at school. Like we both still at university, we still do that. But they've always, I guess, taught us to work hard, man. If you want to do it, you can do it. There's always a way. And that was part of it. Yeah, it's the immigrant thing, man. Like we're not gonna settle, bro. Like I'm gonna try to take over everything. Like, I may as well. I'm here.
Yeah, most definitely.
That's pretty much
All
it.
right, so let's move on to YouTube. You were seeing like Instagram was kind of dying out. Is that correct?
Yeah, like we kind of pulled out the perfect time. People to this day like, bro, come back. Like it's not like it used to be, man. We can't miss you and it has slowed down and. I don't know, like I don't think we would go back. It's not as fun. It wasn't fun. Like back then it was fun, but now it's just like it's a headache, So yeah, we moved to YouTube. Like obviously, it's weird because we've always done YouTube like since high school. Like we did COD videos, like COD montages, and like weird like skits at school. Like we've got like one of my old accounts. I don't have access to it, but at school we're having a punch on and I'm just recording it. It's just for a laugh, So we always did YouTube. We kind of like enjoyed that. But obviously, like I said, man, the money was great on YouTube back then as well. So yeah, we moved because we knew people doing YouTube, like from the Instagram world. We helped them there. They helped us here. That's how it was, man. It was just networking at the start. They kind of got it rolling. Like we got tips and that. And that's why I'm huge on mentorship because you can save 2 years of your life of trial and error and, ups and downs. If I can save that within 2 months, may as well, bro. That's 2 years of my life I've kind of, put in my pocket.
Yeah, nice.
So that's how we kind of went to YouTube. And yeah, from then on, it was just, channel after channel. I mean, like I said, man, it wasn't beautiful at the start, it takes a lot of work and patience as well. Like it might seem glamorous or whatever, we kind of killed on Instagram, but it was still hard, you know what I mean? Like there was ups and downs. Even with YouTube, like I've got some channels that are just dead. Some are doing well, some are like, steady. Some did better than the others. Some of that like I created way after did better than all my original ones. You know what I mean? It's like a game of luck as well. But at the same time, it is a lot of knowledge and experience. When you put them two together, you never know what you can get.
Sure. So, what pages were you doing, and what type of content were you doing?
So yeah, this is where it kind of gets tricky because back then it wasn't original content. We're kind of young. We're like 18, 19. We didn't have cameras. We didn't have equipment. So it was a lot of curation content and promotions and stuff. So what Zil Music is right now. Pretty much that. It was just I had some music channels promoting music, promoting the little artists and stuff like that, making mixes. That was pretty much it at the start, man. Really, because we couldn't really make our own stuff,
And how many pages?
Oh man, I don't know. I can't give you, man. Like I've got maybe like 10 active ones right now.
Okay.
So back then, I don't know. Like I've got some dead ones. I had one at 30k subs that got deleted, man. I got three copyright strikes.
Ah, fair.
Yeah, and I'll never forget that company. And one day I'm gonna buy that company and just let it sit there. I'm gonna make it go bankrupt just for fun. Just
is one of the three majors like?
Nah, I don't. It's like IPTV or something like that. I don't know. Okay. But one day I vowed to myself, I'm gonna buy that company. I'm just gonna let it sit there.
It's a vendetta.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let it sit there, man. Let it die. I don't know. Let's see. I'll look at that. I'll be happy as hell, man. I made my 19-year-old self happy. Put it that way. Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, so 10 active channels on the YouTube. What obviously we know about Zil HQ, and that's why we're interviewing you. But what are some of the other pages that you have?
So I've got Sad Vibes Forever. That's like 180k. I got my mate in Canada that runs that. I got a travel one as well. I'm just not going to name that yet because we're trying to work on that. Some FIFA channels. I run with some mates. Most of my mates that run these are all international as well. Like I've never met them, but they're just online friends. Like it's weird how many online friends I have versus like 10 friends from here, you know?
Yeah. But you're part of it like a 50-50 split, something like that?
Yeah, 50-50. Or if I own majority, they just run on. Like, because like some of them, it got to a point where Zil Music kind of took everything over, man. Like Zil Music was the latest one that I created at that time. And within a month, I'm just like, whoa, what's going on? You know what I mean? So when that happens, you kind of like, it becomes the first priority, you know? And that's a flaw for a lot of people, and even for myself now looking back at it, I can't let my other channels die, you know. So it was like perfect timing. I found people that were interested and they were grinding themselves, and I let them take 15% or whatever, just run it for me, you know.
Yeah.
That's how that works. But yeah, like I can't name them all, bro. Like I can show you on my phone, but I can't name them all. It goes from different ranges. Like we've had, like, man, from like FIFA to travel videos to music, to COD, to like beauty stuff, to like pimple stuff or whatever, those satisfying crap.
The zits.
Where they pop them and all that kind of stuff. To everything, bro. I can't tell you, man. Like we've just got the whole lot.
Right. So, safe to say that Zil Music is the forefront and the focus, or is there something else that's like more? I guess gravitates to more of your attention that you.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment it is obviously back then it wasn't. It kind of, like I said, just took over out of nowhere. I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah. But
that's part of the process. Like, you just got to be patient, man. The first 2 might not do well. The first 3, first 5, you know, you might fail 5 times, but the 6th time I got it rolling. Like that's the part of it. And then it kind of took over. Like now it is the focus, but I kind of took last year slow. I kind of regret it, but at the same time it was a good break, man. Like I needed that break. So now we're focusing on that, and I'm trying to make it into like more of a media company and do more original content. Like I said, I did a lot of promotions back then, producers and remixes and all that kind of stuff. But now it's like more of an original content platform, you know, the podcast, and I'm working on, like, you know, I told you about that Bars series, some director work as well. So there's a few ideas in the work. That's the main channel for me. But I've got other channels running. Like the weird thing is, and the sad thing is about YouTube as well, like you can be living your dream one day and the next day it's dead. Because the copyright strikes, or just like it can be just taken off from that was a big issue back then, because we did a lot of that kind of stuff. Now, because it's original content, I don't really care about that. And also my contacts are like, I guess, much more expanded now. So if I do get a strike, I can get in contact with someone and they can get it off for me. Because like I've got contacts with like a lot of the major labels, everyone in the YouTube world. Like it's easy to get them off if you know people. You know what I mean? But back then that was like it. Like I at times I had like 2 strikes. So you know, the 3rd one and you're out. And like some mornings, bro, all you do is wait for, like, you check your phone, you just pray to God. You haven't got that email from YouTube saying your channel's getting deleted in 7 days. It was a risky thing, but you kind of had to, like, sometimes you had to get that first song out before any other channels. That's how you kind of ranked higher, all that kind of stuff. But now I don't really care about that. But it's mainly like just YouTube as a platform is tricky, and it's almost very hard for people that kind of started with that non-original content basis. Sure. And it has like this, you know, preferable, you know, their favorite list or whatever, and they push out content creators that they like. And, you know, major corporations, every corporation is on YouTube now, man. Like they realize TV isn't cutting, so they move into a thing. But it's hard for some creators, man. Like I said, man, one day you can be doing insane, like I'm getting mad views, and the next day it's kind of dead. You can't really get that sense of security unless you've kind of built an influence and your brand is almost loved by everyone. And that's what I'm trying to build. But like I said, if it dies tomorrow, that's part of it, man. Well, YouTube constantly changes their terms and conditions, and it really does affect the uploader. Another thing to that is, like, they do cater to more like the cookie cutter, you know, type of content. Like, why is Lele Von still, you know, on the front page and that sort of stuff? She makes garbage content, but, you know, it appeals to a wide audience and that sort of stuff. You could definitely see it as that. And also I see it as this, like,
through your subscribers list, like the subscriber list is very valuable, but it's not necessarily direct to consumer, unfortunately. You know, you could be subscribed to someone, but you know, if they shadow ban you or something like that, then you know you're not going to be able to be seen by your subscribers.
That's
and that
that's
stuff.
a big
Instagram's
issue.
doing that now with a lot of.
That's why we
accounts.
left, bro.
Yeah,
That's why we left. That's a big thing. Like a lot of people don't see their videos in subscription feeds. Like you'll be
that's
subscribed,
fucked, right?
they don't get notifications. They get nothing like that. And then with that as well, like it's been 2 years with Zil, so a lot of the, I have 520k, but I know half of them are dead, bro. Like people move on, man. People have new accounts.
Yeah.
Some people are literally dead. Like they're not on YouTube anymore, you know.
Yeah.
And like people just don't want to consume that content they did 2 years ago. So I don't look at subscriber count anymore, but it's obviously it's a big factor for sponsorships and whatnot. But like,
And it's just nice to say 500,000 subs.
of
right?
course, it's beautiful, bro.
Did you get a plaque, by the way?
Yeah. We've got like 3 of them.
Right.
I should have more, but like I said, YouTube is I like to call YouTube the hub of AIDS, but that's just my thing. Yeah. It's just like I said, bro.
Just
like
spreading diseases all the time.
yeah,
right?
man. It's like they have this beautiful thing, and for some reason they just want to ruin it within themselves. Like they're attacking themselves for no reason, like with that apocalypse thing, and banning people from swearing. And they just they're PG friendly only. Oh, well, what's going on, bro? Like you got to keep it for creators and stuff like that, but. You can't knock them down anymore. They're a large corporation, man.
Most def. Okay, so you're able to somewhat avoid the copyright issues with Zil Music. Some of your uploads, millions on millions. Like your highest viewed video, right, is like 50 or something like that. 50 million.
Yeah,
with
shout
an
out,
X.
shout out, Cause 3000, bro. He remixed it. He remixed that.
Okay.
And then I actually made that video in uni at the library.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is everyone's looking at me like, what the hell are you doing, bro? They're like, what's going on? Like, you're meant to be studying, yeah? And then I'm like, I just did it because when it came out, like I said, YouTube, especially back then, even now, it's a game of who's first. Who puts this content out first. So I was like, bro, I got to do it then and there, man. So I did it, and then fast forward to 1 year or something, it's 50 million views. Undisclosed amount of money and revenue came out of that.
This is not gonna tell me nothing, right?
People could have laughed at me when I was in the library, but I got the last laugh. That's what's important,
100%.
Yeah, shout out Course for that because he made that. Sent it to me. He made it on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
And bro, we both had no idea that go 50 mil is insane, bro. I didn't think that happened myself.
Okay, I'll ask this question. Can you tell me the amount you made to me off camera?
Of that video?
Yeah, from that video off camera.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, of course.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you. I can tell.
Sorry,
the camera.
guys. Sorry, listeners.
Nah, bro. Some months on YouTube, like you can make $20,000 if you want. Really, and you can make more than that as well. It's just, but that's the thing with YouTube and online economy. We like to call it Wi-Fi economy. I coined that as well. So anyone that steals that off me, I said that first. I'm talking 5 years ago, man. Wi-Fi economy is a smart thing. But like 1 month can be awesome, bro, and the next month is a bit dry. It's part of the process. So if you are in this realm and you're thinking about it, you got to be ready for that because like it's gonna be dry sometimes, man. Like December CPM is like that's the time because everyone's trying to buy ads. Every brand's trying to buy because Christmas time, this and that, holidays. So December time, if you're popping, you're gonna make a lot of money, man. But it's dry in like Feb or something like that. And obviously, depending on your content, it depends. It's everything's seasonal. So you're gonna have some good months, but some months it's dry. You got to kind of prepare for that. And if you're not making like enough money where it's saved and you can sustain that, you got to work out a way where this month's revenue can last me next month. You know what I mean? So that's very important as well if people are trying to jump into this realm. Yeah,
definitely, man. Okay, so I'll ask about the content switch. So you've given me the reason for why doing the podcast, but it is original content, so you're safe, as far as copyright and that sort of stuff. But in a sense, you are taking a step back because people are more so drawn to your American content. But you're doing homegrown shit in Melbourne.
Yeah, so like that was it's always a little dilemma, when you're trying to switch up content on the channel. You start to lose subscribers because people weren't subscribed for that. People start disliking it. Like some of the first videos people disliked. It's like I wasn't here for this, you know what I mean? And it's fair enough. Like I understand that, and like it's cool, but you've kind of got to trust the process and understand that in 3 months' time, people kind of start to gravitate to it and they start to enjoy it, stuff like that. So at the start it's hard, and we're still in the early stages. I kind of predicted this. It's always been the case. whenever you kind of switch content on any page, even if it's on Instagram, when we did that, you know, you start to lose followers. People weren't there for that reason. Like, I'm not gonna blame you. I would unfollow too. Like, I've seen pages switch up. I unsubscribe as well because I wasn't there for that.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. But yeah, it's like it was time to switch, man. Like like back then it was the best way to grow, right? That was the best way to get traffic. Use big artists, remix that, and get people to, you know, search it and click, because you know, no one's gonna search my stuff. People are gonna search, you know, a big artist. Obviously, it's common sense. It's logic. Some people didn't want to do it. Some people did it, and now it's the time to push original content because you built that basis, you built that foundation. You've got that, I guess, little leverage where I can go to any artist now and they go on my page and like, oh, bro, I'll be down. I'll come tomorrow. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's a little, I guess, leverage that I've got against anyone else that's starting from scratch. But yeah, it is hard. I guess you do lose subs and stuff like that. But like I said, I don't kind of look at that anymore, man. I've kind of like just been desensitized to it after these years. So many views, so many subs. It's like, it doesn't mean anything, man. Like when you hit 100k, yeah, it was beautiful for one day, bro. But the next day, it's like it's back to work. You know what I mean?
I can see the sense of that. It's like from what I see with you, you really enjoy doing your podcast, which is really dope. Like, you're really invested into these artists and you want to talk to these guys.
Yeah, but that's part of it as well. Back then, 4 years ago, bro, the Melbourne scene was dead. I'm not gonna lie, man. We had like 1 or 2 people doing their thing, and that wasn't enough for a podcast. Well, I'm done after 2 weeks. Yeah. You know what I mean? But now everyone's trying to get into that world, bro. Everyone's doing this thing. Like, you know, the people are looking at the 1-4s, they're chilling it. They're saying, bro, like, it can happen, man. It's like a little blueprint where, I can do that too. So everyone's like motivated. Bro, so many young kids are doing their thing now online. Like, they're trying to get on. You know, it doesn't have to be music, anything. So it's like the right time. The market's there now, man. Back then, I couldn't grow in the Australian market. No one's going to tune in. So I did that US thing, and now I'm back to the Aussie grind. Yeah,
because Lil Jace was talking. Well, he's talked about it on your platform, also on mine, with the whole ceiling with Melbourne and that sort of stuff. It's great that there's so many artists in Melbourne, you know, for, you know, platforms like us to exist and that sort of stuff to cover. But yeah, as far as the making it big and that sort of stuff, that's all over there. I wanted to ask you, like, what do you feel like is going to be like the number one factor for Australian artists to pop? Is it a couple of Australian artists just have hit songs, you know, in the US? Is it going to be through collaborations? Is it going to be Australian world artists tapping into that market as far as like the Caribbean, Asia, and Africa? What do you see it as?
I mean, like, hits are great. Obviously, it helps everyone. Like, you know, it gets the door kicked in a little bit. So if everyone gets a hit, everyone kind of eats. You know, from us to producers to DJs, everyone in the Australian scene kind of benefits if someone gets a hit internationally. Yeah, but it doesn't kind of there's no sustainability with that, really. I think I gotta kind of agree with Lil Jace, man. What he said, it's just we don't have the market for it, man. Like, we don't have the population, we don't have the numbers for it. Like, we've got, what, 28 mil Australians? That's not enough for us to really sustain artists through a long-term career. Where, you know, people in America, you know, what, 600 mil or something? I don't know. It's just, it's a different ball game, man. Like, we kind of can't sustain that. I think it will be great if artists kind of stick through here and build their thing here. And it'll be you know, it's weird because as an artist, I don't know, because I can't speak for them, you know what I mean? I'm not an artist, but from my perspective as well, like, it's the opportunity is there, right? The online world has made it easier for you to be seen in damn Uruguay to Afghanistan to, you know, Nepal or whatever. You can really be seen anywhere. So the reach is there. You can do it, but I think you kind of have to build that base here, man. Like, you have to have that homegrown following. Like, you have to have people down the street really rocking with you before people in America will start loving you. You know what I mean? You kind of have to have that, because I think a lot of American artists have that, like, their homegrown cities or whatever, like, bro, they love him, man. Like with Travis Scott and like Houston and all that kind of stuff. Like, they love him there, and like, you know, Meek
Mill.
Even
LA claims him now just because he lives there.
Yeah. Meek Mill in Philly. You know, all the New York rappers. You know, it's like it's what you said. It's like people rep them. It's like that's us. Like it's kind of like a bit of identity. Here it's like everyone's just doing their thing. Like no one cares about the next guy. It's cool, but it's whatever. Like people don't rep you. Like I'm not gonna be repping anyone from my area. Like, well, no one's even doing anything. To be fair.
Yeah.
So I think it's a bit of that. Like it's still early stages. It's a bit hard. It's still early. I would say build a fan base here. Then go to LA, obviously build connects there as well, because that's where it has to happen, man. Like you can't escape it. Unfortunately, as much as I want to, root for Australia and say this is the hub. Obviously, I've got a podcast here, so the more the merrier. But it is LA, man. You got to go LA. Like we even in our Instagram days, YouTube days, like we always thought about going to LA because all our contacts are there, bro. Like everyone is there. Like I can speak to you online, but it's different when it's in person. So I don't know, like it's a tricky one. Like it's too early. I think just stay on your grind, man. That's as well. You don't understand. Like it's weird, man. Like I can't put it into words, but you can be doing this for like 2 years, yeah, and then the next day it's like whoa. Like I'm telling you, like with YouTube, bro. I was doing it for years, like 3 years, 2 years, and then one day Zil Music gains 50,000 subscribers, literally. Just like, what just happened?
Out of nowhere, right? Yeah.
Well, it wasn't out of nowhere. Everything leads.
You built it up,
of course.
It just kind of came.
But yeah, like
all of a sudden,
no one gains 50,000 subscribers in a day, bro. Like it was insane, bro. I'm talking 14k to like 80k in a day. I'm like, what's going on? So yeah, if I kind of stopped a year ago, that would have never happened, So that's part of it as well. Like I always preach, never stop, man. You got to improve the odds of success somehow. It's always going to be against you, bro. The probability of you succeeding any business is always going to be against you. It's a slim chance of really doing anything. So you've got to find what little factors you can almost maximize in your favor and keep rolling at them, keep punching at it. That's really it.
Okay, so being the mind that you are and, tapping into these untapped markets, entrepreneurial mind, like what do you feel like currently is untapped, in the internet space that, you may want to get your hands on or even just recommend other people around you to get your hands on?
I think TikTok is up there. I just recently made one for Zil Music, and
but what type of content are you going to be doing on there? Because I've been thinking about TikTok.
I'm not making any TikToks, that's for sure. That's not me. But that's the thing. I had 0 followers.
Yeah. I
just made it 0 followers, and I uploaded Junior's little part that I put on Instagram.
Yeah.
500 views in an hour. So think about that, bro. 0 followers, 500 views. You cannot tell me it doesn't have a nice audience reach, man. That's a beautiful audience reach. I'm talking, come on, man, 0 followers, like 500 views. I have what? I think Zil's on 12k, yeah? I won't get 500 views an hour.
Yeah.
And I'm talking 0 followers on TikTok. I got 500 views an hour. If you're a brand or anyone trying to make it, get eyes on you, if you're not using TikTok, and I'm not even a guy, I have 2 videos. You know what I mean? Some people have made careers out of TikTok, man. They have like millions of followers. They've made things out of TikTok. So I think TikTok is there for sure. I think original content's still important wherever you go, especially on the online world. Like if you're doing that has to be it. If you're into e-commerce, you can do that as well. Like I used to do that as well. Like we sold fidget spinners and the lots. Like we sold hella stuff back then. That did well too. So if you're into that kind of stuff, I think the best way is go on Alibaba or whatever and look at what's trending, like what's being bought a lot. Like you can look at the sales and stuff like that. You can obviously get them at wholesale or whatever. You can drop ship. People do that. But yeah, I think the main thing online is self branding, bro. Like I think that's what I'm trying to do with Zil. Like that's why I have an angle on my face with the podcast. You know what I mean? I'm trying to build an image for myself as well. So aside from everything, so like even if it's me getting sponsorships from brands or whatever, obviously it's under Zil, but it's like I still have that influence, and that's very important. I think influence and branding yourself is very important. Even if it's behind the scenes, somehow make people kind of relate to you or identify with you. That's really important.
Yeah. Because if you're just a voice, people can't necessarily attach, a brand to you. Yeah. In a sense, yeah, and I've thought about this for us and that sort of stuff. It's only on purpose because Brian took the other camera with him to Canada and that sort of stuff. But also I really like what Vlad does and that sort of stuff as well. And Vlad asks very touchy questions and that sort of stuff, and
a bit too sensitive and a bit
sometimes, yeah, and people like people, some people want to attack Vlad, but just don't know what Vlad looks like. Yeah, there's images of him on the internet and that sort of stuff.
He doesn't fit the voice. Yeah, I've seen his picture.
It kind of does. I mean, for me, like I've seen him behind the camera now a couple of times, in front of the camera. Sorry, a couple of times. So like it makes sense for me. But yeah, for someone like you that's probably not used to it. Yeah.
Yeah, like first time I saw him was the No Jumper one.
There we go. Yeah.
So like I'm like, whoa, that's him.
Yeah.
And
right.
everyone was bashing him, bro, because he's snitched. Like, you know, he's trying to get a little info from artists and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, trying to do some little snitch work for them. And yeah, man, like,
does he actually though? Like
he does ask some questions where he kind of like obviously. Yeah, bro. Like even if it's in the moment, you can edit that out if you want, you know. But he chose not to.
But this is the thing.
Yeah,
like,
obviously, it benefits him. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously,
Yeah.
I would love that kind of content. You know what I mean?
But this is the thing, like, and people give Vlad a lot of shit, but like, he's not forcing these artists to talk.
Of course, he doesn't.
know, like-
he does his job very well.
Yeah, and there's been a couple of instances where artists just choose not to speak, and he's always said it on his platform, and I say it on mine. Like, if you're not comfortable with answering a question, just say no comment, and I'll move on. Like, simple as that.
But I think as well, like a lot of these artists, some of them are young, they're uneducated in that little sense. They're not media trained, and like it's I don't know. It's like for them, it's like they don't understand how powerful that video can be and how much it can affect them.
But they
if
should
a video
know-
goes viral, then the next day is different for them, man.
But they should know the influence of Vlad. You know, having all of those subscribers,
they're
having
new,
his
bro.
own media company.
They're
Like
new.
he has the website and that sort of stuff where he breaks his own stories and that sort of stuff. Like these Vlad clips can definitely go viral, and a couple of them have. So
Yeah, I mean,
people like artists should be aware of that. Like you're not that
they should.
stupid,
Yeah, I'm not
right?
gonna say they should. Of course, they should be. But
Yeah.
I feel like as well, if you had a little pump on there, back then he was like 17, 16. If he's high,
He's impressionable. Yeah, I
yeah,
understand
what's
what you're
gonna
saying.
like? Obviously, he's gonna try to maybe act some type of way in front of the camera. Probably gonna regret it the next day. But yeah, that's
To be honest, I don't think Pump regrets anything
Yeah.
he's done. So
Yeah.
He's still acting the same way, bro.
yeah.
But
He kind of dipped though, hasn't he? His
Yeah, a little
his
bit.
album didn't do well, and his label pushed it. Like
Okay.
they pushed it down people's throats, and
Yeah.
it flopped. And I feel like at that point, I don't know if his label gave up on him, but it didn't look great, man. It didn't look great for him.
I think it's just you need hits, right? Like he just hasn't had anything close to Gucci.
He just, I don't know, man. An artist like that can't make an album, bro.
It's not an album
Yeah,
artist.
you're a hit
right?
artist. Yeah.
You're a singles artist.
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna, bro. I don't even check it out. You just know it's gonna be trash, bro.
Yeah.
The only album I've been rinsing right now is Jay Huss's album, bro. Jay Huss,
Hey, yes.
what an album, man. Like I listened to M Huncho's new one, and that was good. Like it was amazing. And then I put on Jay Huss because I think they released on the same day. I haven't gone back to M Huncho, man.
Right.
Like I love M Huncho. Like M Huncho was my most played artist last year on Spotify. And yeah, like top through 2 or 3 of his songs was my top 5. But Jay Huss killed it, bro. Big Conspiracy is what an album, bro. I think it was number 1 in the UK as well first week as well.
There we go.
He did his bit, yeah, he did
I
his
definitely
bit.
need to check that out because, like, Did You See still bangs for me today, man. That beat and just the
This
catchy chorus,
this
man.
album is timeless.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be there for like decades to come, bro.
Dope. Okay, so since we're on the topic of music, what are you listening to from the city?
From the city.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Like I wouldn't say the city specifically, like Australia in general. Like obviously I love my 1-4s. I bump them hard, man. HB Boys. Shout out NME as well from I think it's Logan City in Queensland. Yeah. They're kind of actually in touch as well. The Sydney Youngers as well. They're cool as well. I like a lot of their drill groups. Like that's kind of my thing. Like because I'm a big fan of UK drill.
Yeah.
So when it happened here, I'm like, hell yeah, bro. But yeah, I mean, Scotty Hines, I had him on the podcast.
Yes.
Just came out today. That was good. Saru, he's a banger. Yeah, I don't. Oh, Lil Snow's doing his bits. He's doing his bits. Chillin' as well. I was just listening to his album. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Like I couldn't name them all, but yeah, there's a few.
Definitely on the grime side of things. Yeah.
Oh
on the
yeah,
drill side of things.
that's like my thing. Like I'm not like that's weird. It's weird. Like I used to love R&B growing up, obviously, you know, the 50 Cents and stuff as well, but Akon, T-Pain, like, that was my thing, you know.
Yeah, they
I don't know-
feature on everything, bro.
Yeah, I don't know if that's R&B, but like that's what I listened to back
No,
then.
it
Like
is,
that was
yeah.
like my MySpace song. You know how you go on MySpace, the song plays. I had the iPod. Yeah, that was it. And then I discovered Tupac in year 7, and the first song was "Hit 'Em Up."
Oh,
So
right.
it was
Mine was Ghetto Gospel.
okay, that's that's a great song too. But yeah, it was a wild introduction
Yeah.
to Tupac.
Yeah. The
I'm like,
craziest. The
yeah.
craziest version of Tupac.
It was amazing though.
Yeah.
I fell in love with him ever since. I don't know what it was, why I checked him out. I think some mates were recommending him at school or something. But yeah, ever since then, I just fell in love with rap, man. Like, it was always in my life, like I said, 50 Cent and all that. But it wasn't like, it was just in the back. Like, my uncle used to play or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tupac was it, bro. Like, he's my favorite rapper still. Yeah, then I just, kind of gravitated to rap. And then, I had like this little weird phase of EDM.
Yeah.
And I'm still a fan of EDM. Like, if it comes on, I still bang to it, man. I love EDM.
Yeah.
A bit of alt rock as well, but I'll always come back to rap. And now it's just like for the last year has been a lot of UK stuff, like year and a half, just UK artists, man. I just love that scene right now.
That's definite. Well, I need to ask, what's your fascination with R&B artists on drill? Because you asked, you hear this, and you also asked AJ
Swish,
Swish.
and then it's like, I don't know, like so I'm a fan of R&B, like, you know what I mean. I like when something sounds good. Like if some like Akon was insane, bro. His voice, I love that guy, bro. So, and I'm a big fan of drill. So I'm like, bro, if I can put 2 and 2, like, you know, if someone can sing and then drill, it might not work, but it might just work. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but if you got to experiment, that's the name of the game. You know, you got to try.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Like, I don't think R&B singers are actual drillers.
Yeah, yeah, of
So,
course,
like,
yeah.
what are they?
Just get
what
a
are they
feature.
gonna sing about, bro?
Get a feature or something, you know,
Yeah,
like
bro.
just hop on the chorus or something. But like someone like Young and Lips, like that guy can sing, and I'm sure he can spit bars as well. Like, you don't even have to be like a driller, you know. Just give me some bars at least.
Yeah.
I think
Fuck around, I'ma shoot ya.
Yeah,
Crazy
yeah.
head like Medusa.
Yeah, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Like he can do both. I'm sure he can.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? And it's probably coming because he's doing his bits. He's only got 2 songs out or something.
Yeah.
Still killed it with plays. So I think someone like that can tap into both. It'll be insane.
Yeah, most def. Yeah, there's I mean, for me, I mean, I'm still working out the difference, you know, between drill and grime. Like, drill is, you know, predominantly Chicago thing. That's where it was from. And grime is like UK. And when I was having, when I had Brink on, he was talking about, you know, the difference and how, like, he doesn't like a lot of artists that are doing drill because, like, he's been on a couple of drill beats, but he doesn't feel comfortable doing that. Like, or talking about that drilling stuff because he's not a driller, you know what I mean? How do you kind of see the authenticity and that sort of stuff, you know, within the drill scene?
Yeah, I mean, with the drill scene, like, for me, it sounds good. That's the first thing. Yeah? If it sounds good, I'm gonna be a fan of it. I don't care what you're saying. Obviously, you know, if it's too wild, maybe, you know. But like, you know, people like Michael Jackson, all that kind of stuff, they made great music. I don't care about their personal life, you know. I don't. It is what it is, you know. But yeah, I mean, it comes to that onto like, you know, if someone's, you know, talking their thing and they're not really about it, it does become a problem, I guess, in a way. But at the same time, if you're an entertainer, you're an entertainer. That's how I see it. You know what I mean? So if you want to drill and you sound good and you're not really about that life, I don't really care, man. Like, it sounds good to my ears and I'm enjoying the content. It is what it is. Obviously, it's different because I'm not from that scene. You know, I'm not from that area or whatever. Like, obviously. So like I said, I'm more in tune with the UK drill scene. So like, you know, they call it the ends. You know, so, you know, if you're not from the ends or whatever, like, you know, really on road, they might have issues with that. Obviously, it's different. Like, they live that lifestyle, man. Like, people like knife crime and all that. It's a big thing there.
Huge, yeah.
Yeah. So if you're tapping into sensitive topics and, you know, just, you know, kind of like reaping the benefits of this genre and not putting in, you know, the hard work outside of the music, that might be an issue. So obviously, you know, you got to be careful what you're doing and who you're talking about and all that kind of stuff. But you don't necessarily have to talk about drill and stuff on a drill beat. Like Drake did it.
Yeah.
Like Drake wasn't really talking about drilling and anything like that. He's just stunting, bro. That's what he does best. Like,
and same with Pop Smoke. Pop Smoke is talking about partying.
Yeah. Pops, like, see, Pop Smoke kind of like, I don't want to say he snatched the flow and style from drill, but he kind of did. Like, his original kind of songs were produced by UK producers. But yeah, like he doesn't.
Yeah, I think the whole
necessarily-
album was produced by this one UK producer. Yeah.
Yeah, so and he sounds like a UK artist called Abracadabra.
Okay.
He's almost identical. Like if you put two and two, you can't tell. And I'm a big fan of Abracadabra, and I see this, I'm like, I enjoy it, but at the same time, it's sad because the UK has an amazing scene, and it's not just drill. Like we're talking grime, we're talking the wavy stuff when Puncher does Afro beats. We're talking so much stuff, man. But it's sad because like someone like Pop Smoke from the US can like
Pop off.
yeah, and kind of run with it, and it's unfortunate. But it is what it is. Like it's the name of the game, man.
So what would you do as Pop Smoke now? You just do mad UK features and that sort of stuff to pay homage?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I would. I think Drake does it.
Like Skepta was on the remix, but that's Skepta. Skepta's huge. Like
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
you need to do what Drake does and just tap in.
Yeah, Drake does it. Drake does it very well. Like he bites style, but he always kind of pays homage somehow.
Yes,
like, that's how
absolutely.
he stays. That's how he stays relevant. He's very very tactical with it. But he's also like he does it in a good way. Like he's not like that drill song. Yeah, sure. People like said it sounded like Heady One and all that, and it did. Like there's one Heady One song, I can't tell you what it is, but he sounds like Heady One in that specific track. But that man kind of built brought Top Boy back. He brought J Hus out when he was in prison, just came out, took him to a show. He's on a lot for the UK scene. You know, like it's almost like you just got to give him it. Like
You got to give him his props.
yeah, and he's putting drill on the mainstream scene, bro. Like people that are fans of Drake and they don't know what drill is are listening to this now and they're like, whoa, what's this? And it might be a new type of audience that are coming to the UK scene now because they heard Drake on it and they kind of want to explore that. So he's doing that too. Like it's different when Drake does it. I don't know.
Drake is incredible with it because he'll just tap into sounds that are semi-popping but a niche and will go forth with it.
And he does it well too.
Does it incredibly well, and pays respect and that sort of stuff, and goes to the right communities to do these sort of tracks. I see the flip side with like Nicki Minaj, where like Nicki Minaj will just jump on whatever's hot, and then she'll just remix it, whatever. So and people may look at Nicki as like inauthentic for that and that sort of stuff, but give Drake's for that. But even Drake gets fucking he gets his criticisms, that sort of stuff.
like-
He's still addressing criticisms on Rap Radar, like for what? Like we know what you do and that sort of stuff, but I think it's just for haters and that sort of stuff.
It's just the online world, bro.
Yeah.
Everyone speaks their mind and they can because you can just do it on your phone.
But
Anonymous picture.
and also cultural appropriation is always the topic,
Of
and
course,
that's been like a hot topic for years right now. So and it still is to this day. So
Yeah, like with the drill stuff, bro. Like I said, man, if you're not really about that life, you might want to be careful. You know what I mean? If you kind of step in the wrong direction and start, I guess I don't want to say dissing, but you can touch off people wrong. Like it is sensitive because, like I said, it's the way it kind of originates from. It's a lot of knife crime and a lot of the the road men and all that kind of gang stuff that they have, like suburb walls and all that stuff. So if you're not about it, maybe don't do it.
yeah.
But if you want to go on a drill beat and like talk your thing and flex or talk about your hardships, your life, yeah, man, go for it. Like it's just a beat. Like it's not, I guess, exclusive just for that.
Yeah.
The genre wise, it's for everyone, but that storyline is different. So if you want to go on a drill beat and speak your own thing, go for it. But if you're going to be talking about, stabbing this guy and doing this and, wearing a belly and robbing this person, like maybe not do that if you're not really about it,
Yeah.
Like sensibly enough. Like, I mean, as an artist, I hope you would know that regardless. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel you, man. No, this is dope. Okay, so what's next for Zil Music, Zil HQ, even the Mask Off podcast, man?
So I don't know, man. Like I don't like to really plan that far ahead, and it's a flaw, but it also works well because nothing really goes to plan, man. But sometimes you don't have a direction, and it kind of bites you, So really, the Mask Off in that perspective, I want to do 100 episodes this year, And that's like where it's at. Like I don't even have a plan for next year, you know? Maybe I want to do 200 next year. I don't know. I haven't even made up my mind yet.
Well, that's why you're doing double every week.
Yeah, I do two. I release two every Monday. It was Monday and Wednesday. I changed it to Thursday. Just wasn't enough of a big gap between the two. And to be fair, you know, it's a lot of work, man. A lot of editing, recording. You got to go to the guests as well, do this and that. So it is a lot of work. But two a week, I can sustain that. I'm a few weeks ahead as well now, so I can do that. But yeah, that's the goal. Like, hopefully, I want to build like a little talk show with that. Like I said, I'm a big fan of podcasts and just like little interviews and stuff like that. So if I can go from, you know, interviewing artists to like just a talk show where we can just talk whatever's like trending, or, you know, just like having a chat with a few mates, but, you know, the camera's on, the mics are on, but you kind of forget that.
A LeBron barbershop.
Yeah, that's exactly it, bro. Like, yeah. Very, very social. Like Chucky Online does it really well. Like I'm a big fan of him and the Half Cast podcast. Like they don't even have an intro, man. Like it's just
straight
like,
into it. Oh, even Joe Rogan straight into it.
Yeah, no intro, nothing. Like it's just like they just start talking. It's just like I don't know what the topic is. They'll just be talking about like Love Island or whatever. But it's hilarious, man. They do really well. Like it was so good, right? It went from just Chucky and Poet, or just Chucky at first, and then Poet, and then Dan. And Dan was never in the front line. I think he owns a studio or something. And he was just in the background, and he used to talk like he gave like input here and there, you know. But he was that funny. Like at one point, everyone wanted him on, so he got a mic as well. But then he didn't want to show his face because like the stuff they talk about is just hilarious. But you know, it's about women and all that kind of. It's like a men's version of the Red Table.
Yes.
That Jada Pinkett Smith has or whatever. Yeah. So he didn't want to show his face for a bit because he had like a job interview or something. But now he's like common. Yeah, like he's always there. He's a regular. And the camera guy, Callum, he always used to give input as well, but he had no mic, but you can just hear him. And he used to put subtitles. But gradually, like all the fans were like, give him a mic. So now he has a mic. Like the cameraman has a mic.
Yeah.
Because it's like four of them. Usually it's four of them. Sometimes they have other people, but it's just four of them just talking. Like it's like they're like, you know, just at their house, like in the lounge room or something. But it was interesting to see that. Like the cameraman was like everyone requested him to get a mic. And I'm like, one day sooner or later they're gonna be like he has to be in front of the camera as well. I'm just that's how like genuine and like real it was.
Yeah.
It's like I want to aim for that. Like just have that like, and it's just like I don't even want to look at numbers or anything like that. It's just like a thing I want to do. Like it's just a hobby, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's just for fun. Like you just do it. Unfortunately, you got to edit and record and research.
Yeah.
So it kind of feels like work. But I think at that stage, it won't feel like that. You probably have people do it for you, or you won't even have to do research. It's just chilling. Like you just talk. It won't even be an interview. That's the goal. So I don't know how long that'll take, but I've got a long-term mentality with it. I know things aren't overnight.
Yeah.
They don't happen overnight. I've kind of learned that the hard way with YouTube and Instagram. Still am. Like, you know, I'm nowhere near where I want to be.
Yeah.
So this might take 3 years, might take 5 years. I'm here for the long run. Like I said, I'm just gonna do it because it's fun. Like I'll be doing it regardless, you know. It's like having a chat with a mate, but I kind of get to sit with like more interesting people. No offense to my mates, but like, you know, artists, creators, entrepreneurs, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Learn more about their world. It's valuable to me, valuable to the audience, and them hopefully as well.
Yeah.
That's the goal with that, bro. Like I don't have numbers capped on that, but obviously I'd love to have, you know, do well, get sponsors, all that kind of stuff, and, you know, get big names on the show as well. That'll be insane. Like you want to get to a point where they coming down to Melbourne and they want to do that media release with you.
Yeah, I think that's what I talked about on yours, man. Yeah, like to have that space where like it's normal for international artists to come do media with us.
It's like Hot 97. Like I'm sure they never ask anyone. Like the artists want to be on that.
Yeah,
that's the kind of level I want to be on. That'll be insane. But with Zoo in general, we got that Bars series looking up. I've got talking to a few artists about that. The name I'm not really sure yet, but, you know, I said the Bars and Cars thing.
Bars and cars.
Yeah, so yeah,
almost sounds like boats and hoes.
Yeah. So yeah, they'll just be spinning in a car. We record it from the outside, just like a little fire in the booth type thing.
Yeah,
for artists here.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, and then like some interview ideas as well, like kind of like more like I don't know if you've watched like BuzzFeed type of videos.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It's something like, you know, kind of media company friendly type content. And then the last thing was the directors thing. Like we've got something working with some directors, mainly over in the States, because like I said, most of my connects are there.
Yeah. Some
BTS kind of footage and make that into like a little series and almost promote directors, because, you know, artists always get the you know, the spotlight. That's pretty much it. Like and I think what's important, I've got the realization where if everything dies tomorrow, I'm still me, you know, I'm still chilling. I'll move on to the next thing. Like, I still have uni, I still have other things to do. I have like, you know, that almost that, that self-awareness where like this might not be forever, and it might not even be it. Like, I might not even be doing this in 5 years' time. You know what I mean? Like, something else can come across in my life, you know, and it can be great or worse as well. Like, it can be, you know, anything, and my focus shifts. But I guess that's important. Like, people need to realize that, you know, everything's really temporary, man, and you just gotta go with it. It's fun, you roll with it, but it's temporary. Nothing lasts forever. In 100 years' time, everything's irrelevant anyway. Yeah. So yeah, just have fun, man.
Yeah, that's what it is. Any last words before we wrap things up, man?
Last words, I guess, I don't know. Like, if we're talking about, because this whole podcast has been mainly about like the internet grind, hustle and all that. If people are doing that, it's the place to be, you know. Like, the traditional world is getting knocked off slowly. The digital world's coming through. I've always been an advocate for it. So if you're trying to go into that realm, now's the time. You know, it's never late, never too late. Just educate yourself first. You know, you're gonna lose a lot of money at the start. That's part of it. Like, you know, equipment, investments, all that kind of stuff. It's part of the process, and it might be dry for 6 months. You might even make $1, man. But don't make money your focus, because you'll stop within a week, man. Because you're not gonna make money. As simple as that. You know, unless you're really lucky, you might. But the money's great when it comes. But don't make that your focus, because if it is, you will stop. Unfortunately, you just got to make it fun. Don't make it like, a chore. It doesn't feel like work. That's when you keep going, because you just do it. You know, naturally, you want to do it. That's the difference. And then I mean, I'm a big advocate for mentorship, and I haven't found a mentor myself, like with podcasts and stuff. But I hope to find one. But yeah, like, I've learned a lot from my peers, man. My brother as well. And he's younger than me, and I've learned a lot from him. A lot of people in the online world, they've taught me a lot, and that saved me a lot of hardships, you know, ups and downs in the years as well. And I always have this example, and I got it from D-Lux, who has a podcast himself. So he's like, he paid a couple grand to go to New York and get mentored by this guy who owns a media company or whatever, and he paid thousands of dollars for that too. You know, hotel, flights, everything, and the mentorship as well. And then initially as well, and most people would think that way too. It's like, well, what the hell are you doing, bro? Like, why would you even do that? You know, like, that's a lot of money just for someone to have a conversation with you, you know? It's ridiculous. But then the way he explained it, he's like, I kind of paid 15 grand to save 2 years. And I thought about it. I'm like, man, that's actually a good bargain, bro. Like, 15 grand in 2 years is insane, because think about, like, if you're on your deathbed and someone says, you know, I'll give you 2 more years if you pay me 15 grand, you're gonna do it instant, bro. No one's trying to die. I'll take 2 more years. 2 years are very valuable, man, because you know, time flies, man. It adds up. Like, we're gonna be 60 one day, and then we're gonna be dead one day. It flies. So if you can save 2 years, if you can save a week, 3 weeks, and get that experience or knowledge from someone, somewhere, somehow, take it, man. Like, that's the biggest bargain you ever find in your life, bro. Time is literally the only variable you should be worried about.
And even for your friend, he may not have been moving in the right direction as well. You're paying for someone to be like, look, I need a career change, or I need guidance on where to take my you know, talents. That's the thing. If he had an example as well. He's like, one of his friends paid, I don't know how much it was, but like, it was like a course thing, a workshop for like a couple of days. And the guy comes back, he's like, man, like, it was the worst thing ever. But now I know I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? He paid for that, but money comes and goes, man. Like, if you lose money, you make money. Like that's the way I see it. Like, obviously you got to be smart with your money. You know, invest. You know, try to get in the property game, all this kind of stuff. But bro, I've taken some L's. Like, I lost some big money. You know, and it hurts. But you got to get over it, bro. Like, money comes and goes. Like, if you take an L, you got to make sure you make that back, you know? Like, that's the main principle. But you shouldn't let things limit you because of money. You know, time is what you really have to think about and really concentrate on. And people kind of skip over that, because it's like, you know, we take it for granted, man. Like, time is like, well, it's almost like, I guess, free, but money isn't, in a way. So it's weird, but obviously when I was 18, 19, I didn't think like that. And that goes to show time changes you, you know. Time's very important. That's one thing. And mentorship as well. It's like, if you can have it, take it, man. Definitely, man. Plug your socials. Where can people find you?
100%. I mean, Zil Music on YouTube, Mask Off Podcast, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, everywhere. ZillHQ on Instagram. If you want to follow my personal Instagram, it's a bit boring, but Z7R. So that's Z, the number 7, and the letter R. 3 characters.
3 characters. That rare shit right there.
But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I guess I'll just plug Mask Off a bit. If anyone's interested in a talk show, I guess a podcast where I talk to people and try to dive into the brains and talk about things outside of their industry, or like I like to touch on the upbringings and different kind of things that influence their life outside of the things they do. But yeah, a range of things, and it doesn't have to be Melbourne secluded. I've done some Sydney people as well, and I hope to do international. Like I said, man. Mick Mill is like my staple one, If I get Mick Mill on the show, I think I might retire from the podcast.
In the Wraith, text though, man.
Yeah. I have to, man. That guy, a big motivational person for me. That guy, I look up to him, and not just from a music perspective, obviously his music speaks to me. If I put Mick Mill on, man, you best believe I'm up in a second. If I'm feeling demotivated, I put Mick Mill on. I'm off my bed. I'm already on my computer doing something, or at the gym. I have to move.
Yeah,
Mick Mill comes on. Yeah, but then he speaks truth as well in interviews and stuff. So yeah, Mick Mill's it.
Most def. And I'm glad we did this because I get none of this from your podcast. Obviously, it's all about the guest and that sort of stuff, but you never really touch personally and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
To get all of this, because there's a lot of things here that I didn't know about you.
Yeah, so that's
this was dope.
That's one, I guess, little dilemma I have. I want to make it more of a conversation, my podcast at least, yeah. So it's almost like I can give value, they can give value, but early stages it has to be that interview orientated type feel, only because I don't have an audience for it. They might not be, I'm bringing almost random, some of them I've never met before. I've met them on that day.
Yeah.
I met you on that day too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I hit you up, I'm like, hey bro, you want to have a convo and we just record it? It might be a bit weird, But if I say interview, they're like, oh yeah, cool, I'll talk my thing, It's a bit of what I do. But yeah, I mean that's the thing. Hopefully in the near future, I can make it where I can give value, they can give value, and it's just I don't know. The Melbourne version of Oprah or something. I don't know.
That's what it is, man.
Yeah.
We thank ZillHQ from Mask Off Podcast for coming on the platform. You can find us at therealmelbourne.com, playlists, mixed shows, and even the podcast. You can find all there. To end things off, appreciate the environment, love one another, and be grateful for what you got. Cheers, guys.